an additional budget of $24 billion to air and missile defense capabilities, whose blackness is most felt in our alliance through our Steel Dome project. As a country that has the largest army in Europe, we are in an effort to provide our capabilities to the service of the alliance at every stage that is needed. In Kosovo, in Black Sea, in the Baltic area, and in other geographies, we are leading among the allies that contribute to the operations, missions, and exercises of the alliance. As an ally that uses the UAVs and armed UAVs successfully in real battlefield, we hope to have our Center of Excellence for Unmanned Systems countermeasures that we are foreseeing to establish to be accredited at NATO. And I believe that this center will support our response capability, especially against air and marine drone threats. Distinguished guests, I would like to especially attract attention to the following two issues so that we can reach the NATO 3.0 target as soon as possible. First of all, starting with the defense industry, lifting of restrictions among allies in defense cooperation, starting with the defense industry. And I very much welcome the fact that this message was emphasized by both industry and government officials at the Defense Industry Forum. Secondly, as European allies, while taking on more responsibilities in the defense of the continent, we need to refrain from taking decisions and making actions that may weaken the integrity of the alliance and transatlantic relationships. And here I would like to especially address our allies that are members of the European Union. Maximum benefit in the Union's efforts in the field of security can only be possible through refraining from unnecessary duplications with NATO. Exclusion of allies that are not members of the Union, while a cooperation model dictated by wisdom and logic is possible, would cause limited resources to be spent in vain and create an artificial division in Europe, which we do not desire at all. It is evident that this attitude served for the purposes of transatlantic defense industrial base, pointed out by Distinguished Secretary General. Distinguished counterparts, in the Ukraine war, I share President Trump's vision for peace, and I state my support to prioritize Ukraine Firepeace initiative. In addition to our military support that we're providing to Ukraine from our own national inventory, we will continue our contribution within the scope of the Pearl Initiative. While supporting Ukraine, we are also benefiting from our communication channels to direct Russia towards peace. Very much appreciate the resolute stance demonstrated by my friend Mr. Trump in ensuring that the Iranian crisis entered into a trajectory of settlement despite attempts for sabotage. In addition to our diplomatic efforts, we are ready to provide required contribution to clear the Strait of Hormuz from mines. And on this occasion, I would like to express our thanks for the support provided by the NATO elements against missiles targeting Turkey, starting with the United States of America and Spain, and also to Germany and Italy, who have deployed additional air defense batteries.
İstanbul İşbirliği girişimi mensubu ortaklarımızın bugün bizlerle olmalarını önemsiyoruz.
It is very important that
Orta
our
Doğu'da
partners under
kalıcı
Istanbul
barış
Cooperation
anahtarının
Initiative
iki devletli çözüm olduğunu bir
solidarity
kez daha
that is a
vurguluyor.
must. And it's very important that they are here today with us. And I once again emphasize that the key for lasting peace in the Middle East is a two-state solution. And I would like to indicate that we all have a duty to ensure peace, especially Gaza and Lebanon. And finally, I would like to remind you once again that we need to be in full solidarity in fighting against any forms and manifestations of terrorism, and I wish the Ankara summit to lead to auspicious results, and I'd like to thank all who have contributed in the preparations for the summit. Thank you.
And I want, indeed, whilst the press is leaving, I want to thank you for what you did with hosting this event. It is really huge, to quote somebody at the table. Huge and big. And we do realize what the impact is on Ankara. Because
Thank you very much. We've had some great meetings. We had dinner last night, President Erdogan, and it was really, I would rate it a 10, maybe a 12. That's 12. That's beautiful. Everything's beautiful. We've had some very good meetings, in particular with Turkey and trade, and now we're meeting with everybody today. As you know, we have a very big meeting with lots of leaders from, I think, every country, right? Every country showed up.
They're all there.
NATO country.
Yeah.
Plus, we have a couple that aren't in NATO that would like to be in NATO. But it's been very successful. It's been a fantastic meeting. So I'll be having a news conference after we'll finish today at about 4:30, 5 o'clock. And I assume most of you will attend. But a lot of things have been determined, and some things haven't, frankly. We attacked very powerfully last night the very dangerous people from Iran. They're sick. There's something wrong with them. We said, go and do your funeral stuff. And instead of that, they start shooting rockets at ships yesterday. And so we hit them very hard last night. Very hard. I would say 20 to 1, 20 times tougher. And I told them every time you hit, we hit. And of course, they're dirty players, so they go after everyone, probably including me. I've been number one on their list for years. And they're a bunch of scum, if you want to know the truth. They're scum. And so we don't like them. I don't like them. And they're evil people, and it's the denuclearization of Iran. And we're going to nuke it. We're not going to let them because they're crazy, and they can't have a nuclear weapon. And they go around killing people. They've killed thousands and thousands of soldiers. They've killed hundreds of thousands of innocent people. They had the roadside bomb, Soleimani. I took care of him first term. And that was a big thing, because I think he probably would be a lot stronger had he been around, because he was a bad guy, but he was an evil genius, but a bad guy. And he was the father of the roadside bomb. The roadside bomb is the bomb that goes on when you have a vehicle around, and it goes on and you have no legs, no arms, and no face. And they've killed thousands and thousands of people. Even the SS Cole was theirs. You remember that disaster. So I don't like them at all. And frankly, I think we waste a lot of time with them. I think we should just do our business. Can you imagine? They start shooting bombs, actually missiles at ships yesterday. Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, a couple of others. And they don't know. I don't think they know what the hell they're doing. But they're bad people, very bad people. I think they're incompetent, by the way. Because if they were competent, they would have made a deal a long time ago, about 47 years ago. So they've been in trouble for 47 years, and we took out their first set of leaders. We took out their second set of leaders. They want to take out the U.S. leader, me. I'm on every list. I saw things this morning. I'm on every single one of their lists. And so far, I guess I've been a little bit lucky, but that maybe doesn't last very long because that's the way it goes. But we have great people. But these are evil, sick people, and we have to rid their cancer. Their cancer. You know what you do? You got to cut out cancer early. Man, that's the way I feel. And I want to thank Mark. He's been a great Secretary General of NATO. I'm not happy with NATO because of what they did with Greenland. And I'm not happy with NATO because of the fact that they didn't want to help us with the #1 state sponsor of terror. That's Iran. They were unwilling to help us. Now, in all fairness, I didn't speak to Mark about it. I think if I did, it might have been different. But we didn't need help. But I was really testing. I wanted to see whether or not they'd be there. And the answer is they were. I spoke to Germany. I spoke to France. I spoke to UK. Spoke to Italy. I didn't speak to Spain. Spain is a wasted cause. We don't want to do any trade business with Spain anymore, by the way. I'd like you to cut it out. Spain is a terrible partner in NATO. They don't participate. They don't pay. I don't want anything to do with Spain. Cut off all trade with Spain, please, including visits. Okay, we don't want anything to do. Watch them come running
No
back.
Russian trolls.
They'll come running back. They treat this man terribly, and this man's a good man too, great man. They're lucky to have him. But Spain doesn't agree to anything, and you shouldn't carry him. I mean, you sort of automatically carry because you're protecting an area, so they're there. So they probably figured they have to protect us, right? But we don't have to, and we don't have to trade with them. I don't want to do any more trade with them. All right? Take it immediately. Don't even talk to them. They're hopeless. Bad people, because you know they have everybody else going and paying and working. In Spain, in particular Spain, there are a couple of others, but in particular Spain, they're open about it, they're hostile about it, and let's see how hostile they remain when they call up and they, please, we want to trade with you, sir, we want to trade with you, sir. They make so much money with us, see that they make a lot less. I want no business with them. So, other than that, we're having the big meeting in a little while, and I'm going to relate my problems. Greenland is a big problem for us. And the other big problem is the fact that when we wanted them, we didn't want them badly, but we did say, if you want to join us, and they all said no. But when they could have, they weren't there for us. And we've been there for them. We spent over $1 trillion over the last short period, $1 trillion, in order to protect these countries from Russia. And has nothing to do with us. We have an ocean. But it's been a long-term thing, and they haven't treated us right. And Mark understands that. He understands that. And we're going to work something out, I think, one way or the other. But we've been treated unfairly. We pay disproportionately. We had a time when we were paying 100%. We were paying 100% of NATO, and yet a lot of the countries weren't paying anything. But there was calls made a few weeks ago. I spoke with the UK, and the Prime Minister said, well, we don't want to help you now, but we'll help you when the war's over. I said, that's not good. And likewise, I spoke to Germany. They didn't want to help. Spoke to France. They didn't want to help. Nobody wanted to help. Some of the very small countries wanted to help because they're the most vulnerable. I mean, that's the only reason they wanted to help. So I appreciate you being here. We're going to be going back together, many of us together. And again, I want to say, despite the fact that I'm very upset with NATO, that we pay far, far too much, billions and billions of dollars too much, because it's unfair, because we're protecting them. So we protect them, but they're not there for us. Think of it. It doesn't work. But I want to say this is a great leader. They're lucky they have him. It's their biggest asset, you want to know the truth. So, Mark, would you say a few words?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mr. President, dear Donald. Let me start with Iran. We discussed it last night at the presidential palace. I think what you did degrading the nuclear capability, crucial for Israel, the region, for Europe. Degrading the ballistic missile capability of Iran, crucial for Israel, for the region, for you, for the whole world. And then trying to bring this to a peaceful end. They attacking ships yesterday. I think what you did last night was absolutely necessary. It was a very strong response, and I'm with you on this. It's really important. When it comes to NATO, what you have achieved, and this is a huge win. And I just want to say this again. The last 2 years, Canada and European NATO nations spending $215 billion more in 2024 and 2025 and 2026 compared to 2024. This is staggering, 258 billion. In the meantime, almost 200,000 jobs in the US being supported by all the investments by countries in the United States in the defense industry base, buying from the defense industry base from the US companies. So here you see there is you have been able to really get them to step up, to do this. And when it comes to Iran, I know you are disappointed. We discussed it a couple of weeks ago. I would say these are isolated cases. 5,000 planes taking off from European airports in support of Epic Fury. It was Europe as one big
libtard
platform of
propaganda
protection for the United States, helping with Epic Fury.